The desert sun burned low over the horizon as Ethan Crowley, a solitary rancher known across the frontier for his quiet resolve and weary eyes, rode deeper toward the red canyons where legends spoke of hidden tribes and untamed spirits. For years he had lived alone with his cattle and silence, his only companions, the distant howl of coyotes and the ache of memories he never spoke of. He wasn't searching for trouble that day. He was searching for strays that had wandered off. But fate has a habit of finding lonely men, and sometimes it finds them in ways that remind them they are still alive. Ethan noticed the first sign that something was wrong when his horse stiffened beneath him, ears quivering, nostrils flaring. He barely had time to reach for the rifle strapped to the saddle when the air around him erupted with movement, swift, coordinated, silent as desert wind. Figures emerged from behind boulders and brush, moving with an elegance that startled him. Women, all armed, all fiercely focused, their faces painted with symbols of a culture he had only heard whispered about. The Apache women's tribe, an elusive band. Few men had ever seen and even fewer had lived to describe. Before Ethan could raise his weapon, a lasso tightened around his chest, pulling him clean off his horse. He hit the ground hard, dust exploding around him. A shadow stepped forward, tall, strong, and radiating authority. Her eyes were sharp amber, her braids wrapped in beads and feathers that shimmered beneath the waning sun. "Do not fight," she warned. "You have trespassed on sacred land." Ethan, chest heaving, remained silent, not because of fear but because the woman, standing above him, took his breath in a way he had never expected. She signaled her warriors, and they bound his hands and led him through winding canyons into a hidden valley where an entire community thrived. Gardens, fires, shelters built from leather and timber. The women eyed him with a mixture of suspicion, curiosity, and something else he could not yet name. As night fell, Ethan was tied to a post in the center of the village while the tribe gathered around fires to discuss his fate. The leader, Chief Naeli, spoke with command but also with reason. "He is not a raider. He is not a threat. But he is a man, and we do not allow men here." The crowd murmured. Some wanted him freed. Some wanted him punished. Some simply wanted to understand how a man who looked so lost had wandered into their sanctuary. As hours passed, Ethan noticed subtle things. How two women argued passionately about him. How others stared with gentle curiosity. How even small children peeked from behind tents, whispering about the strange rancher with sad eyes. Ethan realized he had accidentally stumbled into a world untouched by outsiders. A world where women ruled with strength and unity. And though he was their prisoner, he felt strangely safer than he had in years. The first woman to truly speak to him was Iona, one of the tribe's defenders. She approached him with a mixture of defiance and intrigue. "Why were you alone out there?" she asked, circling him like she was trying to read the story behind his scars. Ethan spoke softly, telling her of his ranch, his losses, the loneliness that had become as familiar as his own shadow. Something in his voice softened her. Soon others approached him, women who wanted to hear his stories, who found comfort in the gentleness of his presence, who laughed at his awkward charm. By the second night, members of the tribe were arguing again, not about whether he should live, but about which woman got to bring him water, which one could talk to him first, which one had made him smile. Ethan didn't try to win anyone's heart. His quiet honesty did it for him. And the more they learned about him, the more they realized this rugged rancher had a spirit that resonated deeply with the tribe's values, loyalty, bravery, resilience. Chief Naeli watched all of this with growing concern and growing interest. Ethan had disrupted the balance of the tribe without meaning to. His presence stirred emotions the tribe had never allowed themselves to feel toward a man. As the third night fell, Naeli approached Ethan in the firelight, her gaze lingering on him longer than she intended. "You are changing my people," she said, "and you don't even know how." Ethan held her eyes. "Maybe your people are changing me too." Naeli stepped back, breath unsteady, realizing that the rancher, with the lonely eyes had somehow begun, winning every woman's heart, including hers. And though she was the chief, she was still human, still a woman, still vulnerable to emotions long buried. The desert wind whispered through the village as everyone prepared to rest. But Ethan sensed something monumental was beginning, something that would change both his life and the tribe forever. And viewers, if you're drawn into this world where love grows in the unlikeliest of places, make sure to subscribe, because the next chapter reveals everything that destiny has been building toward.